One day, Hazrat Uzair was passing through a desert. He had a long journey ahead of him, and he had to spend many days on the road. Prophet Uzair saw a village from a distance. He was happy and said to himself,
"Thank God I finally reached a village."
When he reached the village, he heard no sound.
"What a strange village,"
he said to himself.
"It's as if everyone is asleep. What kind of village is this? They have not harvested their wheat fields and I do not see anyone in their gardens."
As he stepped forward, he dismounted and said to himself,
"It smells bad."
It was the smell of a carcass. A little further on, he saw that most of the houses had been destroyed and that the bodies of people were scattered around the village. Some of them were so rotten that worms had landed on their bodies, and some of their bodies were just skeletons. Smoke was coming out of the window of one of the houses. Prophet Uzair thought that a man lived in that house. He opened the door. He saw several people who had just died, and smoke billowed from the half-burned wood. It smelled so bad that he immediately ran out of the house and hurried out of the village. He thought to himself,
"They must have been affected by the plague. I have to get out of here as soon as possible, otherwise I might get sick myself."
As soon as he left, he reached a stream. He got off his donkey and tied it to a tree. He sat down next to the stream. He had some food and fruit with him. He spread his cloth and put his food on it. The thought of the plague village did not leave his mind. He leaned against a tree and said,
"God, how can these people return to their original form on the day of judgment? All of them are rotten, and some of them have even been eaten by worm."
He shook his head and said,
"The power of God is much higher than that, but I really can't imagine that such a thing is possible."
It was in these thoughts that he fell asleep involuntarily. In fact, God took his life for 100 years. When he was resurrected, he said to himself,
"I didn't know when I fell asleep. I'd better eat a little."
He took some food from his bag. An unseen voice asked him,
"How long have you been asleep, Uzair?"
"It was only an hour."
he said confidently. Once again, the voice came.
"Look around."
Prophet Uzair looked around. Instead of a ruined and plagued village, there was a large city with gates. Many trees had been planted around it, and the fields were all green. His donkey had died, and nothing was left but the skeleton, but the food remained intact. Even the figs inside the bag were fresh. At that moment, Prophet Uzair said,
"Oh God, thank you for opening my eyes. You are truly capable of anything. So this is how you will resurrect everyone on the day of judgment."